All right, welcome back. Tonight on Diversified Diecast, we're going to be digging into the M2. I can't believe we're going to even open these. Okay, it's going to be the M2 Schwinn Stingray Corvettes. So, kind of the short intro on this, if you will. To best of my knowledge, the hobby exclusives. This is the first one I found, and I come across it on the road. And what caught my eye was obviously it was yellow. It was a mid-year Corvette, and they're pretty low productions. The standards are 4,400 pieces, and they have a 400 piece chase. So I didn't know there was three of them until I got this thing home and I started reading on it, and it basically says orange crate, lemon peeler, which is this one, and the apple crate. So obviously I was really wanting to see the other two, and I continued to look for them every Hobby Lobby I went into, and probably 2 or 3 months later I found the orange crate, which is this guy here. And it felt like a year, but it was probably about 6 months. I just found the Apple one probably 3 or 4 months ago. And it was really in the last place I thought I'd ever find it. I think it was in a Hobby Lobby within the Houston area. I don't know if it popped up at ours or it was one down south of here or in town. I really can't remember, but it wasn't like it was on the road. I was shocked it was there. But so in release order, this is 19, the orange. This is 20, and the lemon peeler is 21. They're all from 2022. They're all 66 Corvette 427s, and the model is HS 35, 36, and 37, 22-19. 2022 release 19, and that's 20 and that's 21. So I had them put away for a while, obviously, and these weren't some that I was going to open. But they look this good in the package, and I think they'd look cool sitting next to each other out of the box. Um, Maybe in a display that I have up here. Thinking about changing up the Mustangs to do Corvettes or something different, later on. These may be out in the open, they may be in a garage. They may get put up for a while. I don't know. But keeping stuff inside the boxes, like I said, it takes up too much space, and I can't really enjoy them and look at them. I will still save the cube uh, cases though, just in case they ever want to get traded off or someone wants one more than I do. They have a way to protect it. So we'll jump right in, cut these things open, and check roll quality and do an up close, and we'll put it on the turntable at night too. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna like the most. That I think probably the Apple one because it took so long to actually find it. But looking at them right here, I think the best looking car is probably the lemon peeler, the yellow one. But we'll we'll cut them open real quick and check roll quality and see what's what. And we'll start with the first one of the releases, if you will. So this is HS 35 and then 22-19. But like I said, they're all 4,400 piece productions, and they all do have a 400 piece chase worldwide. I forgot to grab my little Phillips screwdriver. I got the square bodies up on deck, if you will, because those will be the ones we open next. And I actually found these two at our Walmart this weekend. And then this is another one I held off on opening for a while. I'll open it with these two whenever we get to that. It's 2021 and 2022 pair of Novas. They all have mismatched set of tires. Obviously, I'm assuming they're drag slicks on the back. They're all the same wheel variant. The front looks like a standard, like Krager 5-spoke, and the rear looks to be, it looks different, but it may not actually be. It looks to be the same wheel on the lemon peeler, but on the apple and the orange, the wheels, oh, they just didn't dig out the stuff in the casting. So Essentially, it is the same wheel. They just didn't get. No, those are different wheels on the red one. We'll get a closer look and see if we can figure out what's what. Because I'm kind of curious if I can ever get this thing off here. All right. Set that one over here. Screws facing down. Put the cube lid on it. These have opening doors. Well, they're tight. Really don't want to scratch these things. Whew. Fit and finish is really good on that. Most of the time, you have the opening doors on any of the M2s. They just never shut right, and they're just kind of eh. But these are really nice. Check roll quality. See what that's about. Better than expected. Oh, that's cool. So they are like drag slicks on the back. They have no tread on the tires in the fronts. Have the squiggly wiggly radial look. It's got a couple little mishaps. I was trying to see if I could see where that is. Looks like it's the front. See if we can help it out a little bit. Sorry. A little better. But I will say this. All these mid-year Corvettes that I've seen, including these three, they have a real tough time getting that little window to get on there and get straight. It always wants to lean down or whatever. But it actually fits pretty well. And these doors shut really nice. Engine bay is pretty detailed. Chevy Hugger orange engine block, chrome air cleaner. It's got the old side exit exhaust. These are nice. Schwinn on the rear license plate. Orange crate on the door. Schwinn on the roof. We'll get them up front and check them out. Let's get a better look at them. Okay, good start. Let's see if the Apple crate is just as good. So you got to give it to him too. I will say that I do like their license agreements. You know they have with Coca-Cola, and I mean the list goes on. Right, there's the main one I always think of with them too is probably going to be Coca-Cola, just because it's probably the one you see the most, and they have so many model variants. But they know how to market, and their card art is probably some of the best. I like how they replicate a lot of old vintage car ads. I mean, look at these things. Like, Schwinn bicycles. Look how good it looks. But let's see if this one's just as good. Yeah, it's going to be a tough call. Now I look at them again, one out of the box, two out of the box. I still think the Lumen Pillow is probably my favorite, but the Apple Crate may take it just because it was the one I looked for a while, like I told y'all. It's got a sticking wheel on. Kind of hard to tell. And again, the nice thing about M2s is, oh, it's got a big old chunk of rubber. Let's see if we can get that on camera. So look at the passenger front tire. So it's got like a little piece of rubber in there. It's the beauty of having an X-Acto knife. That may be our problem on why the wheel's hanging up. Plus, it's got a flat spot in the tire. Huh. I don't know. Still not perfect. Still drags a little bit, but about like that car. It's not 100%, but rolls okay. Who's tire on that one? Same thing. Essentially, they should also be the same. The doors on these things are the best. I only have one other Stingray up here. If these all three are pretty comparable in quality, I think I may bust that cube open just so I can have it out because I wasn't real sure. I don't think they look as good on that black one I have up here, but it also may just, they're not shut and seated inside the box. And these being a little lower productions, they may just be that much better. Having that much more detail and QAQC, if you will, put into them. But not bad. Rules pretty fair for an M2. All right, last one, the lemon peeler. So you have the orange crate, the apple crate, and the lemon peeler. And apparently, these are commemoratives to the Schwinn Stingray bicycle. Obviously, it was just probably why they picked the Corvette Stingray. And I'll read y'all the little card art on here, the advertised livery flag, if you will. So the one and only, the original genuine Stingray, now with 3-speed gears. There's a Schwinn Stingray for everyone. And on here, the little takeaway is blast off and move out to a whole new world of cycling thrills aboard the flashiest Stingrays ever designed. The orange crate, the lemon peeler, and the apple crate drag racers. So I'm no bicycle expert, but I'm just curious if they actually had bikes that were called those. And I may not be old enough to know, so forgive me if that's the case. Or they just kind of threw in that caveat because they made the Corvette Stingrays drag cars with Schwinn livery on them. Yeah, this thing is. These cars are nice. Of course, we'll get a real good look at them up close. I'll show you all the chassis and whatnot, and we'll do a turntable. But I was trying to look on here. It was kind of hard for me to tell, and I was stuck in my own head with the peanut gallery in the background. I think they're aluminum. Yeah, so these are aluminum base. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right off the bat, I can see one on the rear is kind of sketchy. The front is definitely, man, big time out around. But the tires that are on these cars are pretty pliable, and they do come off pretty easy. So we'll do it. We probably should have done on the other three. If I have to, I'll take the bodies off the chassis and kind of play with the tires a little bit. See if I can get them to straighten up. Put this tire back on here. Do the same thing on the driver's side. A little bit better. It almost looks like these wheels are pressed on a little too far. That's a disappointment, man. This one's got a pretty big flat spot in it, so may have to do a little kneading and rolling around. Same engine bay. This hood opens really easy though. This one you can probably pop open. Yeah. Same thing on the doors. All right, let me pause the camera. I might get Kellen too. She's in here with me tonight. Pause it, get it in front of us, get a good up close look at them, and I'll move over to the turntable. Stand by. Okay. Orange crate. Like I said, the finish on these things it's really nice. Got one little hinky right there on the hood scoop stripe. But overall, the paint is really good on these cars. It's nice and uniform. Got one little deal right there. Border color here everywhere, man. Even got the fill cap painted silver. Let's check out this interior. I want y'all to see this. There's your undercarriage. Kind of plain Jane. This thing is just not wanting to focus tonight. So this one's got a little sag in it, but the hood shuts real nice. That's always kind of a problem with M2s. But maybe since this one's a Corvette style hood opening, maybe easier to get it to hinge and shut better. But look at that. Nice, seated good. Gaps are nice. Nice example. This will make M2 shine for sure. Like I said, Schwinn on the rear license plate. All right, let's get this guy up on the turntable and look at the other two. See what I mean? Paint finish is real nice. I can't keep with the hip. Well, I can't keep from but complimenting the paint quality on these M2 models. Again, I'm going to chalk it up to them being lower productions. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Or maybe they just wanted to put some extra special attention in the paint colors and the finish, to Schwinn. So regardless, very nice. Great fit and finish on the doors. Great fit and finish on the hood. Really, besides roll quality, and that's just being chalked up to them probably being, a few years old and being sitting in the cubes and on the shelf. It may correct itself over time, and I may be able to pull the bases off and kind of knead the tires around and get to roll a little better. But other than that, no complaints. Very nice example from him too. Okay, apple crate. I did not do that, but there's a little chip right there on the hood. That's probably when the hood got opened. Paint may have just been so tight that it rubbed the paint off. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's perfect, right? Engine bay shot. Really nice fit and finish on the hood, just like the other one. Doors are super nice. This one's just a little bit looser, so it's a little easier to open, but it still does shut pretty nice. Interior shot. So glad I got these out of the package. They're a lot nicer than I thought they were. Same undercarriage. You gotta be careful with these. They get real loose sometimes. One of them was wanting to pop off a minute ago. That one's on there pretty good. So is that one. Beautiful. All right. Turntable. All right. The apple crate. Like I said, they're all 66 Chevy Corvettes, big block 427s. This one's HS36 22-20. The orange one was HS35 22-19. It's going to be tough to pick a favorite. I all like them in their own different regard. You know, I get pulled to the yellow. I like the red on the mid-year vet. The orange is something different. But I don't know. What's y'all's favorite? Drop it down in the comments. See what the verdict is. Okay, last man standing. The lemon peeler. Got a little bit of something going on right there in that door jamb. But it's real hard to tell with a naked eye. This hood opens real easy. Same engine bay as the others. They're all literally identical. Doors on this one. A little tire like the orange one. Very good fit and finish though. It's hard to beat, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm very impressed. What was this one? Look. Curious to see what's going on with these wheels. It looks like there's just excess. You know what? I'll be willing to bet. There's just excess junk. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I stand corrected. They technically all have matching wheels, but the tires are different. They are a drag slick in the back, but they did have some excess casting, trash, or what have you inside these wheels. So again, just pointing out some things that I see. It's not going to hurt the model, but eventually I'll take the time to take the wheels and tires off and kind of get them straight. See, we got another little hinky right there. I have to use the focus of the camera to get this one off. Like I said, if I had to rate these things, I'm going to go on the record and say probably an 8 out of 10. Roll quality is big for me. If these things roll really nice, they'd be next to perfect. And that's no exaggeration. Let's get this one up on the turntable. Let y'all look at it real quick, and we'll give it a close. Yeah, it's still tough for me to pick a favorite. But this one is HS37 22-21. So they're all released, obviously consecutive. The orange one is the orange crate, the red one is the apple crate, and the yellow one is the lemon peeler. If I have to go on record, man, this is tough. It'll probably be this car. Only because it is different in the name than the other two, since they're crates. And this is a peeler. Yellow looks really good on these cars. Every time I think of a yellow mid-year Corvette, for some reason 65 comes to mind, but it's not this color yellow. It's that more of a kind of a buff pastel yellow, black interior, side pipes, big block, obviously. But this one, being the color it is and being a little different named, and there's something about the way they put the black and the white with all the contrast on the front of that grill or in those headlight buckets, it really talks to me. So you guys let us know your favorite. I'd like to get some feedback on it. They're all really close. It really kind of be hard for me to pick a favorite if you had just owned one. Luckily, I own all three, and they go in the collection. They'll be enjoyed. So that's it for on these. We will work into. Might not go straight into the square bodies. I may end up breaking this up and doing the Zamac opening or the Target Red opening on the Hot Wheels, or I may go into the Fanta and the Bronco and the Novas. I don't know. Haven't got there yet. But that's it for tonight on the Corvettes. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Like, drop a comment in there. Let us know what you want to see. Also, what you think about these. Which one's your favorite? What they should have done different, or kind of give them a grade if you want. Just mix it up. Do whatever you want. That's what the comment section's for. You guys have a good night. Stay blessed. See you next time.